Freaky is directed by Christopher Landon, the same director as Happy Death Day, which is also one of the first movies that I reviewed on this channel. And this is a horror comedy starring Kathryn Newton and Vince Vaughn, and is about this high school teenager who becomes the latest victim of the Blissfield Butcher, which is the town's infamous serial killer. However, when the Butcher's dagger strikes, they magically switch bodies, and they have just under 24 hours to switch back before they get stuck in each other's bodies forever. So this movie's concept is not new. Obviously, we've seen this done plenty of times before, so there are a lot of references and tongue-in-cheek moments in this movie that refer back to them. But regardless, I actually enjoy this movie a lot, and Vince Vaughn was one of the main reasons for that. He was just hilarious, and the killings were pretty brutal, I must say. But the main reason why you should watch this movie is to see Vince Vaughn act like a high school teenage girl. Yep, that should sell you the ticket right away. I mean, Vince Vaughn makes that character seem so believable. Like, one moment, he's this serial killer, mass murderer who doesn't really talk, you don't know much about, who's like brute force, 6'4", whatever the fuck. And then the next moment, he's the high school teenage girl. Like, what more can I say? That's not to say that Kathryn Newton or any of the other actors did poorly. I think all of them performed pretty well, but I mean, come on. Like, Vince Vaughn, you have to see it because of him. And I mean, that's the reason why I kind of went into it too, seeing the trailer, it got me really interested. And I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. I mean, this is your typical slasher movie with a hint of comedy on the side, and I think it does it quite well. Even though the film at times it works out too easily sometimes, but it is also hyper unrealistic. Like, some things just happen and it gets me questioning. Like, it just doesn't make sense because this guy, like, he gets shot multiple times, but then in the next scene he comes back to life. Like, what? But then again, I mean, if you think about it, this film it's got hints of supernatural themes as well, because the Blissfield Butcher stabs a very mysterious dagger, which causes him and the victim to both bleed from a wound and swap bodies. That's very unrealistic anyway, so take of it what you will. But yeah. I will have to say though, the Blissfield Butcher's character is not very interesting at all. Like, you don't really learn too much about him, or anything rather. Like, I found him to be quite boring. He's just this maniac who just kills anything in his way, And like, once he swapped, like once Kathryn Newton was playing him as, the girl who's like trying to seek revenge because she was always bullied in high school, and now she has the chance to take revenge on all of the people who did wrong to her. I mean, yeah, it just felt like she was the Terminator, which was pretty badass, not gonna lie. And because it was a switching of roles, and it was a high school teenage girl playing the role of a mass murderer serial killer, that, like, it changed the mood a bit. It made it a little bit more light and more interesting, because that's, not always the case in horror movies. And there were actually some surprisingly emotional scenes, not gonna lie, like, especially from Millie Kessler's character, which, obviously is played by Kathryn Newton at the start, and then Vince Vaughn as, the body swapping. It was pretty, and it was also great to kind of see, like, people not really understand the situation and kind of watch it from both sides' perspectives. Like, it was actually really interesting. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, this movie, it's one of those movies not to take too seriously, and it's just one to just enjoy the ride with. I'm going to give Freaky a B. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the movie down below. Like the video if you liked it, and drop a sub to support the channel. Also, feel free to check out any of my previous videos. Until next time.